Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. We have a little bit of a different intro today because as you can see we're looking at my makeup vanity and that can only mean one thing. We're going to be doing another declutter. I'm actually going to be starting a new declutter series because I was just like looking at my collection and my makeup preferences have just changed so much. I feel like when I first got into like doing makeup and YouTube a lot, I would say at the beginning of like 2020, I've started to collect just so much makeup because I felt like that's what a makeup YouTuber should have. But especially like the past year, I've realized there is just no point in having a makeup collection this big. Like I don't even use, I think like 3/4 of the palettes I have laying around here. So I really wanted to do a declutter for pretty much every category in my makeup collection. I think I'm going to get rid of the most products in the eyeshadow palette category and then also the lip products. But I still wanted to go through blushes, bronzer as well and sort of like refresh my makeup collection so that I know what I can be working with in the new year, for instance with like project pans and stuff like that. And I just need to remind myself, especially now the holiday makeup is here, that I don't need more makeup. So we're starting off with the first definite keep. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Biba eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love the shimmers in here and I think it's going to be perfect for fall. I also really enjoy the formula, so this one I'm going to be keeping. Speaking of Natasha Denona, I'm also going to be keeping this one, Mini Crush. It's not my favorite palette ever, but it's nice for like a pinky purple look, so I'm going to be keeping this one. This one I am of course going to be keeping as well. I just recently got this and I was really impressed by the formula. I also think the color story is very unique and I love that purple shade, so this one is the Anastasia Nouveau palette I'm going to be keeping. I'm actually going to get rid of this Tartelette eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. The reason I'm going to be decluttering this is because I don't need these shades. I'm not the biggest fan of how they look and apply, so the formula is just not my favorite and I have other palettes that I enjoy more. So this one is going to go to a different home since it's basically still like brand new. I've only like used it a few times. Someone else can still enjoy this. I am going to be keeping this big Tartelette Full Bloom palette right here. This one I think I also got in March with 30% off, and this is a really nice like neutral palette. Like I could get rid of all my palettes because you pretty much have all the shades you would need in here. So I definitely am going to keeping this. I don't reach for this as much as I should. It has gorgeous shades, so I might reach for this tomorrow because looking at this I just remember how much I love it. So the Tartelette Full Bloom is going to stay. Tartelette Juicy is also going to stay. It's not my current favorite, but it is in my project pan, so I still want to try to hit pan on this. This used to be such a favorite for quite a long time. I think I've had this for about a year, but now I'm just feeling like a little bit uninspired by it, a little bit bored by it, but I still want to keep it because like I said, I am trying to hit pan on this. We then have two little palettes from REM Beauty. I'm kind of like doubting what to do with these ones because I got them really recently. I got them in August when I was in London and I saw these in person. This one is called Smitten Kitten. It's really pretty, but I just feel like the formula is very lackluster. Like the mattes are fine, they're not great, and the shimmers are very like unimpactful. They're very soft. I think I'm going to keep these for a little while longer, try them out some more because honestly I feel like it would be a waste to already get rid of them now because I just got them 2 months ago. I do love some REM Beauty products, just not these two, but I am going to keep these for now. This one is called Midnight Snack. I feel like this one is a little bit more unique, but still like the formula just isn't that great, so I might get rid of these in the future, but for now I am going to be keeping. I think I'm going to get rid of the ColourPop Sweet as Can Be Winnie the Pooh eyeshadow palette. Honestly, I bought the PR box from this collection because I love Winnie the Pooh and I was like, this is the perfect collection, but this eyeshadow palette has really disappointed me. I feel like the quality is really not there. As you can see, I've barely reached for it. I think I only used it like 2 or 3 times and I feel like the quality is just like kind of bad, which makes me not want to reach for this. So even though it's cute and I want to keep it, I feel like I need to get rid of this because I'd rather give this to someone else who will still enjoy it, because you're going to see in this video I have quite a few ColourPop palettes that are going to be leaving my collection. I just know if I don't love it, I'm not going to reach for it because I have so many like better eyeshadow palettes. So this one unfortunately is going to be leaving. Then let's talk about these two, and then we're going to talk about my Charlotte Tilbury palettes because I'm actually going to be decluttering some from there as well. But first, this Too Faced You're So Hot chocolate eyeshadow palette. I just filmed my review on this. I'm probably going to upload it after this video, but this is such a cute little mini palette. I won't say too much about this because you can check out my review for that, but look how cute. Of course I'm going to keep this. And then my Vive 90s palette, this video is also going to go up later in the week. I just filmed a review of this as well, but this is brand new in my collection. Look how gorgeous. Such a cool, like cool toned color story. Very different, so I am going to be keeping this one. So then we have arrived at my Charlotte Tilbury palettes, and you guys, I used to absolutely love and adore these eyeshadow palettes, but I'm just at a point where I feel like I just have an excessive amount of them and therefore I like don't reach for them. So I need to get rid of some of these palettes. First one I'm going to get rid of is this one, which is the Big 12 pan from last year. This is called Smoky Eyes Are Forever. I really loved this last year. This is what it looks like. It has a really great color story. You have a lot of variety in here, and I feel like the shades perform nice. I just don't reach for it anymore, so I feel like this is no longer something I need in my collection. So I'm probably going to give this to my mom since I think she will really enjoy this one. I'm also going to be decluttering Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. This is honestly a beautiful palette and I should really have used it more. As you can see, I've barely reached for this, and that is just because I feel like the color story is just too warm on me. It just doesn't look good on my light skin tone, so I'd rather give this to my mom as well. She's a bit more of like a light to medium skin tone, and I just feel like she will get a lot more use out of this one, so this one is going to go as well. And then this one is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. I'm really not sure what to do with this one. I can't remember the last time I reached for this, so I think I'm going to declutter as well. I think I might give this to my sister because I feel like she will really enjoy it. She doesn't wear a lot of eyeshadow, but I feel like this might be something that she would like since they're like really nice soft tones. Every time I look at this, I just wish I reached for it more, but I just don't. So honestly, there's no point in keeping this in my collection if I don't reach for it. So this is still like a maybe. I might put it back in my collection after this video, but I don't think I should. I think I should get rid of this. I need to do better at creating a more cohesive eyeshadow palette collection. Let's talk about one that I'm going to keep though. This one is the Luxury Palette of Pops in the shade Celestial Eyes. As you can see, I haven't used this one yet. It's a beautiful palette with like the pop shades, and it looks really special, so I definitely want to keep this. I'm just like waiting for the right time to use this, so this one I'm going to be keeping. And then I want to show you this next to the Queen of Glow quad. Don't you think these feel like a little bit similar? I'm actually going to let go of Queen of Glow because I rarely reach for this, and I think I'm going to give this to my mom as well. I don't know what to do with this one, but it's just not my favorite. I'm going to be decluttering this. This one I'm going to be keeping. This one is actually the Rebel, and this is a really cute like cool toned khaki color story, so I definitely want to keep this. I do wear this sometimes and it's really pretty, so this one is going to stay. The Bella Sophia is also going to stay. I really love this for like a warm brown sort of like darker eye look. I feel like it's really pretty with like a brown liner in the waterline as well, so this one I am going to be keeping. I think the rest of these I am going to be keeping because I feel like I would still use all of these and I kind of like don't want to get rid of them, but I'll quickly show them to you. This one is the Super Nudes Easy Eyeshadow Palette. I usually use this for when I do other people's makeup. Mesmerizing Maroon I think is beautiful as well. As you can see, it's a beautiful maroon color story, and I feel like for the fall this is also going to be really pretty, so this one is staying. This one I wear quite a lot. I love this for an everyday eye look. This one is the Golden Goddess. It's just super pretty. The Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter in Star Aura is a little bit more of like a simple look, but it's so beautiful, so this one is going to be staying. Pillow Talk is probably like the least exciting one from these quads, but it's still such an easy, pretty, like wearable everyday eye look. It's so pretty, so I do still want to keep this because I do really like the color story. This one called Celestial Pearls from the holiday collection of 2021. I feel like this is one of the more like special quads because this is actually a duochrome. I don't know if you can see, but it shifts from like gold to pink. It's super cute, so I still want to keep this in my collection. And look at this packaging. It's really nice for makeup photos as well. The Uptown Girl is a lovely sort of like purpley blue toned cool tone palette. It's super pretty, and I feel like this is one of the more underrated Charlotte Tilbury quads, so this one is going to be staying. Pillow Talk Dreams, I think I'm going to put in the Maybe palette now that I'm looking at this, because while it is super pretty, I feel like it really reminds me of the Patrick Ta palette I'm going to show you in a bit, and I think I'd rather keep that one because it just has more shades and more variety. So I feel like my mom would really enjoy this as well, so I might give this to her, but we'll see about that in a little bit. And the last one I am going to be keeping is Fire Rose. I'm not really using this one all that much at the moment. I can't remember the last time I reached for this, but it's just such a pretty quad. It's just no longer available, which makes it kind of hard to use on your channel and stuff like that, but it is a beautiful quad, so I am going to hold on to this. Now we have arrived at this little crate here. I'm just going to move it to the side because I want to show 3 other palettes. So right here we have the Patrick Ta palette I was talking about. This is the Major Dimension 2 palette, and this is just such a pretty palette, and I'm definitely going to keep this. Major Dimension Volume 1 is of course going to be staying in my collection as well. I wanted this for such a long time and I was so happy when it was finally available, so this one is going to be staying. I need to reach for this a lot more though. We have Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. I picked this up at the outlets just this year, so I definitely still want to keep this. It is a beautiful palette, and looking at this reminds me as well that I need to reach for this more often, so that is the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. Then in these drawers I have 2 more palettes. This is Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction. Of course I'm going to keep this. This is the only Pat McGrath mothership in my collection, and I just recently got this. And then we have Vive the Essentials palette, one of my favorite palettes at the moment as well. It's so pretty. Look at these tones. They're so beautiful for the fall. So I feel like I am doing quite well, but I think here this little crate is where I'm going to do some more decluttering because I really don't need more of these. I can already see 4 palettes I'm going to be decluttering, so I'm going to start off with these. All 4 of these ColourPop palettes are going to go. Because they are expired, at least they're past their shelf life, which I think is 12 months. So the first one here is called Grandeur. It is really pretty. As you can see, I really haven't used this one a lot, but it is beautiful. I just think this one has a 12-month shelf life, and this is over 2 years old. So I think I'm going to declutter this because I won't use it anyways. We then have Blush Crush. This one kind of makes me sad because one of the shades broke, but I got this as a gift from my boyfriend. So I think I'm going to keep this in like a separate drawer where I have some makeup products that I don't really use anymore, but I want to keep for whatever reason. So this one is going to go there. It is a lovely palette though. This one is also going to go. It might also go in that same drawer because I do think it's absolutely adorable. I love the Frozen 2 theme, but all of these palettes are over 2 years old. This is what it looks like. It's a really cool color story, but I just don't reach for it anymore. And lastly, this one, I also got this one from my boyfriend. It's really nice and bright, but it's just past its shelf life, so I need to get rid of it. This one I am going to be keeping. It's the BH Cosmetics Paris palette. This is what it looks like. This was also a gift from my boyfriend, but I really like all these deep blue tones. I think they're going to be stunning for the winter time, so I am going to keep this. This one, BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast, I really wanted, but I have never reached for this. As you can see, it's a really cool like green color story, but I don't really wear green eyeshadow a lot, and when I wear green I have that Charlotte Tilbury palette, so this one is going to go to a new home since it's still brand new. We then have the Kylie Cosmetics and the Grinch palette. This was so hard to get when this launched. Quality of this isn't that great and it is past its shelf life, but I am going to keep this because holiday season is coming up and this is going to be so cute for like pictures and like flat lays and stuff like that. And I might just put this on display in my room for the Christmas time, so this one is going to be staying, but I think I'm going to put it at that same drawer as the ColourPop palettes that I'm not using. This is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette. It's quite like simple palette, but I got this as a gift for my sister, so I am going to keep this. We then have two of these Too Faced palettes. We have Pumpkin Spice and then Gingerbread Spice. This one is going to go in that makeup memory drawer because this palette I wanted so badly, and then I finally got this, and as you can see I even hit pan on one of the shades without even trying. And then we also have the Pumpkin Spice. This one I don't think it's expired, it still works nice, so I am going to hold on to this Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. The ColourPop Bambi palette I'm going to get rid of simply because I'm just not the biggest fan fan of this color story, and I can't remember the last time I reached for this. We then have Urban Decay Naked Wild West, and I think I'm going to get rid of this as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this, so there's honestly no point in keeping it in my collection if I don't enjoy using this. So this one is going to go as well. This one is the Cinderella palette from Sigma Beauty, and this one is going to stay in my collection. It's such a pretty palette. I don't reach for it a lot, but it is really beautiful, so I still want to keep this one. I am going to get rid of Ambiance simply because I feel like it's too similar to that Patrick Ta palette I already kept. And then the last two palettes in here for a change I am going to be keeping. This one is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton eyeshadow palette. This was the first Pat McGrath palette that I ever got. I got this because my friend Emily's makeup bag talked about this and she absolutely loves this, so I really wanted to try this out for myself, and I think it's a beautiful palette. I should reach for this more often. And then lastly, the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I actually hit pan on one of the shades here, and I am going to be keeping this because it's beautiful. So this is going to be it for my eyeshadow palette declutter. As you can see, I'm decluttering all of these palettes, which are 16 palettes, so I think I did a really good job. Some of these I'm going to keep in, like I said, the memory drawer, and other ones I think that are expired I'm just going to try to see where I can recycle them, and the ones that are new are just going to go to a new home. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of my declutter, that you think I did a good job or should I have decluttered more, and also let me know which category of the declutter series you are most excited about. Like I said, I'm going to be decluttering in every single category, so let me know down below which one you are most excited about. But for now, if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel, and I really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!